Welcome to a deep dive
Yeah,
into usability testing.
it's an exciting one.
Oh, it is. It's the heart of UX, right?
It is.
We've got a whole bunch of sources here to kind of unpack today. Everything from classic methodologies to like the latest tools and trends. Now, we know, our listeners know, that getting real users in front of designs is crucial. But this deep dive is about going like beyond the basics.
Mm,
It's those aha moments, the ones that can really make or break a product.
You got it.
Mm.
It's not just about making things look pretty. It's not even just about them functioning properly. It's about crafting experiences that actually resonate with the users.
Okay, so let's imagine this. You've run a few basic usability tests, you've clicked through prototypes, gathered some feedback. This deep dive, we're talking about leveling up your whole approach. So you know the difference between moderated and unmoderated testing.
Right.
But when do those like subtle user reactions, when do those really matter?
You hit the nail on the head. That's where moderated testing really shines. It's not just about whether they can complete the task. It's about observing those furrowed brows, those moments of hesitation. It's how you uncover the emotional currents driving that user's behavior. Because think about it, a user might successfully complete a task,
Right.
but their body language
Totally.
could be screaming frustration.
It's like you're reading between the lines, right, of
It's
that
like-
user feedback.
You got it.
And those insights can be pure gold to refine the user experience.
Yeah.
But let's talk about making these insights actionable. We all love data. We love to look at those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
But how do we turn all those observations into concrete design improvements?
Well, it all starts with defining those clear objectives, your KPIs, before you even begin testing. And I'm not talking about just generic metrics here. Think about it. Task success rate, error rate, time on task. These KPIs, they provide quantifiable data points. And that can pinpoint those specific areas for improvement.
Okay, so we're measuring how easily can users find a specific product on an e-commerce site?
Yes.
How quickly can they complete the checkout process? And how many errors are they encountering along the way? Those numbers tell a story.
Exactly. And when you combine those hard numbers with the qualitative insights from user observations, you've got a really powerful combination. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're testing a mobile app, and you notice that users consistently struggle to find a particular feature, even though technically it's accessible. Your quantitative data might show a high error rate for that specific task.
So you've got that quantitative data to actually back up your qualitative observations,
You got it.
creating this compelling case for design changes.
Precisely. Now, let's look at some real-world examples where companies totally nailed this approach. Remember Shopify's push to improve their mobile experience? They didn't just assume they knew what mobile users needed. They went straight to the source.
Yeah.
Usability testing. They watched users navigating their app. And they uncovered some crucial navigational hiccups.
Yeah, like those moments when users were tapping the wrong buttons or getting lost in the structure of the app.
Exactly.
And I bet they were able to measure that through those KPIs, right?
Absolutely. By addressing those pain points, they streamlined the mobile shopping experience for millions of users. And that directly impacted their bottom line. Smoother experience, higher conversions, happy customers.
That is a case study that resonates. It's a reminder that even giants like Shopify benefit from putting their designs to the test. What other companies have kind of cracked this usability testing code?
Typeform's approach was fascinating. They're known for their visually appealing forms, but they questioned, did all that flair actually help, or did it hinder usability?
Interesting.
Their comparative testing revealed something kind of surprising.
What's that?
Users often found those overly fancy designs distracting and actually made it harder to complete those forms.
So there's a sweet spot then between visual appeal and functionality. And I bet their KPIs reflected that.
You got it. And that's a key takeaway for everyone listening. Sometimes simplicity trumps complexity, especially when you're guiding users toward their goals. It's not just about what they do, it's about understanding why they do it. Simpler designs, they can actually reduce cognitive load, allowing users to focus on that task at hand.
That's a good nugget of wisdom to remember,
Yeah.
right? It's about stripping away all the unnecessary and focusing on what truly matters, that user experience.
You got it. And that brings us to another company that tackled a very common UX challenge, onboarding. Electric Feel was having some trouble with their registration process. Too many steps.
Oh, yeah.
Too much friction.
Right.
Users were dropping off before they even got started.
Oh, that's painful for the user and the business, right?
Yeah,
I'm guessing they turned to usability testing to figure out what was going on.
they did. They observed users trying to register and activate their accounts. They saw firsthand the confusion, the frustration, the moments where users just gave up.
I can imagine.
And by simplifying that process, streamlining the steps,
Mhm.
they saw a huge increase in onboarding completions.
Okay, those case studies are really inspiring.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Usability testing, not always a walk in the park, all right?
You're telling me.
What are some of those real-world challenges that you've encountered,
Oh, there's a few.
and how did you overcome them?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles is finding the right participants. We're not just looking for anyone off the street. We need users that actually represent our target audience.
Right.
And for niche products or specialized user groups, it can be a real headache.
Yeah, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
It can be.
So what's the secret? What do you do?
Sometimes it means getting creative with your recruitment strategies, partnering with agencies that specialize in certain user groups, or using remote testing tools that broaden your reach.
Okay, that's a smart move. And I bet those remote testing tools also come in handy for dealing with the dreaded observer effect.
Oh, absolutely.
When users act differently because they know they're being watched, it's like they're putting on a performance instead of behaving naturally.
Exactly. But remote testing, it can actually help create a more relaxed environment where users feel less self-conscious.
So it's finding that balance between observing and allowing users to interact with the product authentically.
You got it. And then there's the challenge of interpreting that qualitative data.
Yeah.
We're gathering these rich insights from user observations and feedback, but let's face it, it can be pretty subjective. How do we make sure that we're extracting meaningful insights that we can actually take action on?
It's like sifting through a mountain of data trying to find those golden nuggets of truth.
Exactly. And the key is to combine those qualitative observations with the quantitative metrics. Look for patterns in user behavior, identify recurring pain points, and see how they align with the hard data that you're collecting, like task completion rates.
It's a multifaceted approach, right?
Yes.
Painting a more complete picture.
Exactly.
So we've tackled the challenges, we've seen those success stories. Now let's peek into the toolbox of a seasoned UX professional. What are some of your go-to usability testing tools?
Oh, there's a ton of great tools out there. Maze is fantastic for unmoderated testing. You can gather feedback quickly and efficiently.
Okay.
User testing is another really popular platform. They offer both moderated and unmoderated testing,
Yeah.
and they give you access to a diverse pool of users.
Those sound like some great options. What about when you want to dive deeper into some more specific aspects of usability, like website navigation or information architecture?
Oh, Optimal Workshop is a brilliant choice for that. They have a whole suite of tools, including card sorting and tree testing. They're specifically designed for evaluating those areas.
It's amazing how these tools give us that targeted insight.
It is.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I can't help but wonder, what does the future hold for usability testing? What exciting trends are on the horizon?
That's where things get really interesting. Imagine a world where AI algorithms can actually predict potential usability issues before they even come up.
Whoa.
Or AI-powered chatbots that can run basic usability tests, gathering initial feedback quickly and efficiently.
That sounds futuristic, like having an AI-powered usability assistant at your fingertips.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. We're also seeing virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, emerging as potential tools for creating more immersive and realistic testing environments.
Okay, I'd love to see that in action. VR for usability testing. Sounds like it could revolutionize how we approach user research.
Absolutely. Imagine testing a new mobile app in a virtual environment that simulates real-world scenarios, like walking down the street or interacting with physical objects. This could give us even richer insights into how users engage with that product.
That's mind-blowing. That VR usability testing sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But it could be the reality of tomorrow.
It could.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to take a brief pause. Join us in part 2, where we'll continue to explore this fascinating world of usability testing.
Welcome back to our deep dive into usability testing.
Ready to explore some more of those tools and trends shaping the future of UX. That glimpse into VR testing environments really got me thinking about the possibilities.
It's fascinating, isn't it? But before we get too caught up in what's next, I think it's important to emphasize that even with all these advancements, the core principles of usability testing remain timeless.
Absolutely.
Right.
We've talked about the different types of testing, the importance of setting clear objectives and KPIs, and the power of combining qualitative and quantitative insights. But beyond the methodologies and metrics, there's something more fundamental at play here.
You're talking about empathy, right? That ability to step into the user's shoes and truly understand their perspective.
Exactly. It's not just about observing how users interact with a product. It's about understanding the why behind their actions.
Mm.
What are their motivations? What are their frustrations? What are they hoping to achieve?
Empathy allows us to see beyond the data points and connect with users on a human level. It's about recognizing that each click, each tap, each interaction represents a person with their own unique needs and expectations.
It's about remembering that we're not designing for ourselves. We're designing for a diverse range of individuals with varying levels of tech savviness, different accessibility needs, and a whole spectrum of emotions and experiences.
And when we approach usability testing with empathy, we're more likely to uncover those hidden pain points and design solutions that truly resonate with users.
It's about creating experiences that feel intuitive, inclusive, and ultimately delightful. So how do we cultivate this sense of empathy in our usability testing practice? Is it something that can be learned, or is it more of an innate quality?
It's a bit of both. I'd say some people naturally have a higher capacity for empathy, but it's also a skill that can be developed and honed over time.
So what are some practical tips for boosting our empathy muscles when it comes to usability testing?
Active listening is crucial. It's about truly paying attention to what users are saying, both verbally and nonverbally. It's about asking clarifying questions and digging deeper to understand their underlying motivations and frustrations.
It's about putting aside our own assumptions and biases and being genuinely curious about the user's experience.
Precisely. And it's also about creating a safe and comfortable environment where users feel encouraged to share their honest thoughts and feelings.
That makes sense. If users feel judged or pressured, they're less likely to open up and provide authentic feedback.
Absolutely. And beyond active listening, it's important to practice perspective taking. Try to step into the user's shoes and imagine yourself using the product in their context.
So if we're testing a mobile app for ordering groceries, we might try using the app ourselves while juggling a busy schedule, kids in tow, and perhaps even a spotty internet connection.
Exactly. By immersing ourselves in the user's world, we can gain a deeper understanding of their needs and challenges.
It's about going beyond the surface level and uncovering those deeper emotional layers that drive user behavior.
Now let's shift gears a bit and delve into some of those cutting-edge tools and technologies that are shaping the future of usability testing. We touched upon AI and VRR earlier, but let's explore those a bit further.
Okay, I'm all ears. AI in usability testing sounds particularly intriguing. How exactly is it being used to enhance the process?
Well, imagine AI algorithms that can analyze vast amounts of user data to identify patterns and predict potential usability issues before they even arise. This could help us catch problems early on and streamline the design process.
That's incredible. It's like having a proactive usability testing assistant that can anticipate potential roadblocks.
Exactly, and AI can also help us personalize the testing experience for each user, tailoring tasks and scenarios to their specific needs and behaviors.
That's a level of personalization we've never seen before. It's like each usability test becomes a bespoke experience tailored to the individual user.
Precisely, and then there's the potential of AI-powered chatbots to conduct basic usability tests. Imagine these chatbots interacting with users, gathering initial feedback, and even identifying areas for improvement.
Wow, that would free up human researchers to focus on more complex tasks and analysis. It's like automating those initial stages of usability testing.
And it doesn't stop there. VR is poised to revolutionize the way we create and conduct usability tests. Imagine immersive environments that simulate real-world scenarios, allowing users to interact with products in a more natural and contextualized way.
I can already see the possibilities. Imagine testing a new e-commerce website in a virtual shopping mall, or trying out a new fitness app in a virtual gym.
Exactly. These immersive environments would allow us to gather richer insights into user behavior and preferences, leading to more intuitive and engaging designs.
It's like taking usability testing to a whole new dimension. But with all this talk of AI and VR, it's important to remember that technology is just a tool. It's the human element, the empathy, the understanding of user needs that truly drives effective usability testing.
Absolutely. Technology can enhance the process, but it can never replace the importance of human insight and connection.
It's about finding that balance between leveraging the power of technology while staying grounded in the core principles of empathy and user-centered design.
And as we continue to explore these new frontiers of usability testing, it's essential to keep those principles at the forefront of our minds.
So while we embrace the possibilities of AI-powered predictions and VRR testing environments, let's not forget the human heart of usability testing, that deep understanding of user needs, and the desire to create experiences that truly delight.
Beautifully said. And on that note, let's take a brief pause and come back in part 3, where we'll wrap up our deep dive into the fascinating world of usability testing. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our deep dive. It's the final part of our exploration of usability testing.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? We've gone from those classic methodologies to some really mind-blowing glimpses into the future of UX.
Yeah, from those fundamentals to futuristic possibilities.
Yeah.
We've explored the power of moderated testing, how it can help us uncover those subtle emotional cues from users, the importance of setting those clear objectives and KPIs, and how companies like Shopify and Typeform have really used usability testing to create exceptional user experiences.
Absolutely. And we also talked about the challenges, right? Like finding the right participants and interpreting all that qualitative data.
Yeah.
But we've also looked at some really exciting possibilities, AI-powered predictions and VRR testing environments.
I mean, it's clear that usability testing is always evolving.
Yeah.
But amidst all those advancements, I think it's important to come back to one fundamental thing, the human element.
Absolutely. Usability testing at its core is about understanding people, their needs, their motivations, and their frustrations.
Right. It's recognizing that behind every click, every tap, every interaction, there's a human being that's trying to accomplish a goal.
Exactly. And that's why empathy is absolutely crucial in this field.
Yeah, it's about putting ourselves in the user's shoes, seeing that product through their eyes, and understanding their experience on a deeper level.
It's about asking ourselves some important questions, like, what would it be like to use this product if I were a first-time user? What if I had different needs, accessibility needs or limited tech skills?
Those are powerful questions to be asking
They are.
to guide our approach.
And when we approach usability testing with empathy, we're more likely to uncover those hidden pain points and design solutions that really resonate with users.
So we're creating those intuitive, inclusive, ultimately delightful experiences.
You got it. And that's what makes usability testing such a rewarding field. It's not just about finding the problems, it's about solving them in a way that improves people's lives.
Making technology work for people, not the other way around.
Exactly. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's really important to leave our listeners with a sense of empowerment. Usability testing isn't some exclusive club just for UX professionals. It's a mindset, a way of thinking that anyone can adopt.
So you're saying anyone who creates or designs, whether it's a website, an app, or even a physical product, can benefit from incorporating those usability testing principles.
Absolutely. It's about being curious about that user perspective, seek feedback, and constantly iterate based on what you learn.
So embracing that culture of continuous improvement, always trying to make things better, easier, and more enjoyable for the people who use them.
100%. That's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely. Well, it's been an incredible deep dive, exploring the ins and outs of usability testing,
It has.
from the fundamentals to those futuristic possibilities.
Yeah.
And I hope our listeners feel inspired, equipped to go out there and put these user-centered design principles into practice.
Me too.
So as you continue on your own UX journey, remember this. Usability testing is your secret weapon to create those truly exceptional experiences.
Keep those users at the heart of everything you do, and you'll be well on your way to crafting products and services that people love.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of usability testing. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those users at the forefront of your mind.